Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you a question. What is the most expensive thing you own? Your house? Your car? No, it's your time. Time is the only thing you can never buy back. Once it's gone forever. And yet, look around. People waste it like it's infinite. Scrolling, complaining, overthinking, waiting. You're not poor because you lack money. You're poor because you waste time. I see so many talented people waiting for the perfect job, waiting for someone to support them, waiting for motivation. Let me tell you the truth, no one is coming. If you're waiting for someone to change your life, look in the mirror. That person is you. Stop wasting your time on things that don't build you. Every second you spend doubting yourself, gossiping, comparing, or staying in fear, that's a second stolen from your future. Success doesn't happen overnight. But if you waste today, don't expect magic tomorrow. Act now. Build today. Learn relentlessly. Time is ticking. Life is short. Use it wisely, because the greatest regret is not failure, it's wasted time. In life, we are taught to value money, assets, and possessions. From a young age, we're told to save, to invest, to spend wisely. Banks are built to protect wealth. Vaults are created to safeguard gold. But very few people are taught to protect their time with the same level of seriousness. And yet, time is far more valuable than anything we can ever own. It is the only resource that once spent cannot be earned back, borrowed, stored, or recycled. You can lose money and make it again. You can destroy your health and rebuild it through discipline. You can rebuild relationships, restore businesses, reapply for jobs, and restart careers. But you cannot relive a single hour that has passed. You cannot rewind yesterday or buy back last year. Time, unlike anything else, is permanently gone the moment it slips from your hands. Most people don't realize how precious it is until it's already gone. People delay dreams with the illusion that they have forever. They say, next year or one day, as if those days are guaranteed to arrive. They waste years in jobs they hate, in relationships that drain them, in environments that poison their growth, telling themselves they'll make a change when the time is right. But the truth is, every day you live without intention is a day that you can never get back. Every moment you spend procrastinating, overthinking, or pleasing others at the cost of your own development is a moment lost. Time is not just about hours and minutes, it's your life in motion. If you misuse it, you're not just wasting a part of your day, you're wasting a part of your existence. The younger generation often feels like time is unlimited. But the truth is, the clock started ticking the moment you were born. Every second that passes brings you closer to your final breath. That may sound harsh, but it's real. And the moment you start seeing time as your most precious currency, your decisions begin to change. Think about how many people beg for more time at the end of their life. They don't ask for money or titles. They wish they had more time with loved ones, more time to pursue what they truly loved, more time to become who they were meant to be. But time doesn't negotiate. It doesn't extend deadlines. It doesn't offer refunds. It only moves forward. It doesn't pause for your excuses. It doesn't wait while you waste it on distractions, scrolling endlessly, gossiping, living for the weekend. Companies calculate the return on investment of every dollar spent, but very few people calculate the return on the time they give away. If you spend 1 hour every day doing something that adds no value to your life, over the course of a year, you've given away 365 hours to nothing. That's over 15 full days of your life gone. Imagine what you could build in 15 days of focused time. Imagine what you could become if you respected each hour the way billionaires respect each dollar. The difference between someone who reaches their goals and someone who doesn't often comes down to how they use their time. It's not about who's more talented or who's luckier. It's about discipline. It's about priorities. It's about understanding that time, once passed, is like water spilled on the ground. impossible to gather again. You must learn to say no to things that don't serve your mission. You must protect your schedule the way you would protect your most valuable possession. Because in truth, it is. Time is life. Every wasted hour is a piece of your life story that's been given away without return. Excuses are the most expensive lies we tell ourselves. They don't cost money, but they cost time. Time we can never get back. Every time a person chooses to delay, postpone, or avoid action, they usually have a reason, and that reason often sounds valid. I'm tired. I'll start tomorrow. I'm not ready yet. The market isn't right. I'm too young, or I'm too old. These are not just words. They are time killers, dream killers, progress blockers disguised as logic. And the more a person repeats them, the more they become a habit and eventually a lifestyle. Excuses feel comfortable. They protect us from responsibility. They allow us to escape the pressure of failure or the discomfort of trying. But they also quietly rob us of growth. While someone is busy making excuses, someone else with less talent, fewer resources, and more problems is already moving. The world doesn't reward intention. It rewards action. You don't get paid for what you could have done. You get results from what you actually do. No one remembers the person who almost did something great. Legacy is not built by ideas, wishes, or potential. It's built through work, day after day, brick by brick. Every excuse is a brick not laid. Every task avoided is a chance lost. Every day wasted in delay is a gap in the foundation of what could have been a strong future. There are millions of people with brilliant dreams, creative ideas, and powerful talents who never see results simply because they never start. Or they start and quit when it gets hard. And every time they stop, they give themselves another excuse that makes it easier to quit again next time. Action, on the other hand, changes everything. Action doesn't wait for perfection. It doesn't wait for approval. It doesn't ask for ideal conditions. It simply moves. And through movement, it creates momentum. A person who acts learns. A person who acts grows. A person who acts, even when afraid, eventually builds courage. Action is how problems are solved, goals are reached, businesses are built, and names are remembered. You can't talk your way into success. You can't plan forever and expect progress. At some point, you have to stop preparing and start doing. Excuses might sound intelligent, but they produce nothing. They never open doors. They never attract opportunities. They never change your situation. But action does. It speaks louder than opinions, louder than circumstances, and louder than fear. Action puts you in rooms that excuses will never take you to. People often think legacy is about grand achievements, fame, fortune, recognition. But legacy is simply the result of consistent action over time. It's the reputation you build by showing up, by doing the work, by pushing forward when it would have been easier to sit still. It's how you're remembered by the people you impacted, the work you completed, the risks you took, and the lives you changed through your decisions. None of that is possible without action. Excuses operate on emotion, fear, doubt, insecurity, fatigue. Action runs on discipline, clarity, and purpose. One keeps you stuck, the other pulls you forward. The time spent making excuses is time you could use to take a single step. That step might be small, but it's real. It's progress. It moves you forward. Even failure through action teaches you more than success earned by luck or chance. Action sharpens you. It prepares you. It sets the standard for those watching you. Your peers, your family, the next generation. People don't follow those who talk. They follow those who act. Because actions create results and results build trust. You don't inspire others by saying what you will do. You inspire them by doing it consistently, even when it's hard. That's how a legacy is built, not by having the perfect excuse, but by making the bold choice to act anyway. Time is not just a measurement on a clock. It's a currency more precious than gold, more valuable than power, and more limited than any material asset. Successful people understand this at the core of their being. They treat time with a kind of reverence that average minds often overlook. For them, time is not just something to pass, it's something to invest. Every second has a cost, and every decision is measured by whether it brings a return worthy of that cost. The successful know that how they spend their time directly determines what they achieve. They don't casually give it away to distractions, complaints, or meaningless conversations. They don't engage in activities that don't serve their goals. While most people trade hours for entertainment, they trade hours for growth. While others scroll aimlessly, they are reading, planning, building, or reflecting. Their calendars are filled with intention, not obligation. Every meeting, every call, every task has purpose behind it. Time management is not just about discipline, it's about deep respect. Just as someone would never throw gold coins into the street, a successful person would never throw hours into pointless drama, gossip, or laziness. They are aware that once an hour is gone, it will never return. And because of that, they protect their time with boundaries that others often misunderstand. They say no without guilt. They choose their company wisely. They distance themselves from people who waste time because they know time wasters are energy drainers and opportunity killers. This respect for time creates momentum. When someone values their minutes, their days become more productive. When their days are productive, their weeks generate results. Over time, these small wins compound into major success. It's not just about working hard, it's about working smart with focused, deliberate action that makes every hour count. You'll often notice that highly successful individuals don't rush, yet they never seem to waste time. That's because they live with clarity. They know what matters and what doesn't. They delegate what others can do, so they can focus on what only they can do. They plan their time the way an architect plans a building, each part serving a purpose, nothing accidental, nothing extra. They don't wake up and ask, "What should I do today?" They already know. Their mornings begin with direction. Their routines are structured not to restrict them, but to empower them. Structure frees the mind from chaos. It eliminates the mental clutter that steals minutes and reduces the friction between ideas and execution. The result is a life that moves with precision. This mindset is what separates leaders from followers, not intelligence, not talent, but the ability to respect time like the rarest treasure. That's why they don't spend hours watching others succeed on social media. They're too busy creating their own path. That's why they don't waste mental energy on what they can't control. They stay focused on what they can do with the time they have. Even in failure, they don't regret time spent trying because that was time used to grow. But they have zero tolerance for wasted time. The kind that leads nowhere, teaches nothing, and builds no value. This is why they don't just respect their own time. They respect the time of others. They show up prepared, they speak with purpose, and they expect the same in return. They know that when you honor time, you honor your goals, your growth, and your future. The more valuable a person becomes, the more selective they are with their time. They understand that opportunities come and go, but time only goes. It never comes back. That mindset sharpens their focus, improves their decisions, and accelerates their progress toward what truly matters. One of the most dangerous illusions people fall into is the idea that success, change, or action must begin at the right time. It sounds reasonable, almost wise, to wait for better conditions, for more clarity, for a perfect moment to arrive. But that moment never comes. The world never stops moving. Life never becomes perfectly predictable. And waiting often turns into a habit that silently buries dreams before they even start. People tell themselves they'll start the business when they have more money. They'll work on their health when they have more time. They'll follow their passion when things calm down. But what they don't realize is that life rarely calms down. Challenges keep coming, priorities keep shifting, and waiting for a flawless window of opportunity often means waiting forever. The right time is not a date on a calendar. It's a decision in the mind. It's the moment you choose to move, regardless of the mess around you. The idea of waiting for the right time is appealing because it removes pressure. It allows you to avoid the risk of failing. It gives you space to stay in your comfort zone while still convincing yourself that you're being responsible or strategic. But in truth, it's a form of procrastination disguised as logic. It's not planning, it's delaying. And every delay costs time, momentum, and confidence. People often underestimate how quickly time passes when they're in the waiting mindset. Weeks become months. Months become years. Before they realize it, the energy, passion, or opportunity they once had begins to fade. The longer you wait to begin, the harder it becomes to start. Your mind starts to build walls of fear, self-doubt, and hesitation. What could have been a powerful leap forward becomes a long list of regrets. The truth is, there is no such thing as the perfect moment. There will always be something missing: money, support, experience, certainty. But progress is not made by people who wait for ideal conditions. It's made by those who act despite them. The most successful people you see today didn't start with perfection. They started where they were, with what they had, and figured it out along the way. They faced resistance, made mistakes, and learned by doing, not by waiting. There's a misconception that preparation means waiting until everything is aligned. Real preparation means getting ready while you move forward. It means taking the first step, even if it's small, and adjusting as you go. Clarity doesn't come from standing still. It comes from movement. It comes from doing the work, seeing the results, learning the lessons, and course correcting in real time. The people who wait for the right time are usually left behind by those who created the time. Time is neutral. It doesn't care about your plans. It doesn't adjust to your comfort. It keeps moving forward, and either you move with it or you get stuck in the past. Success has never been about timing alone. It's about action, consistency, and resilience. There's risk in starting. That's true. But there's greater risk in staying still. Time amplifies both progress and regret. The more you wait, the more you lose not just time, but the belief in yourself. You start convincing yourself that maybe you're not ready, maybe it's too late, or maybe it's not meant for you. That's how dreams die. Not with a loud crash, but with quiet hesitation. The right time is not a magical alignment of circumstances. It's a mindset that says, I will begin even if I don't feel fully ready. That mindset builds momentum, and momentum builds mastery. Mastery leads to transformation, and transformation begins the moment you stop waiting and start doing. Your future isn't something that appears out of nowhere. It's not something that shows up magically one day with a knock at your door. It's something that is being shaped every single day by your habits, decisions, and mindset. The way you spend your mornings, the thoughts you repeat to yourself, the effort you put into your work, the things you choose to ignore, the people you associate with, these aren't random daily activities, they are bricks. And with them, you are building either a strong foundation or a fragile one. Many people have big dreams. They want to be successful, wealthy, fulfilled, respected. But when you look at their day-to-day actions, there's no alignment between their desires and their discipline. They talk about goals, but their habits speak louder. They wish for a different future while repeating the same patterns. The problem is the future doesn't respond to what you want. It responds to what you do consistently. Your daily routine is a mirror of your priorities. If you spend your day focused on distractions, then distraction becomes your identity. If you spend your day learning, growing, and acting with purpose, you are training yourself for a life of direction. It's not about massive change overnight. It's about small, focused actions done again and again until they become second nature. Consistency compounds. The most successful people aren't always the most talented. They are simply the ones who've developed habits that serve their long-term vision. If you read for 30 minutes a day, over a year that becomes more than 180 hours of learning. If you waste 30 minutes a day on pointless scrolling or complaining, that becomes 180 hours of lost potential. What seems small in the moment becomes massive when repeated. One decision repeated daily becomes a habit. A habit repeated long enough becomes a lifestyle. A lifestyle lived consistently becomes a legacy. You don't have to do everything in one day, but you do have to do something every day that pushes you closer to the person you want to be. Your body is built by your diet and your physical habits. Your mindset is shaped by what you feed your thoughts. Your career is molded by the work you put in when no one's watching. The version of you that exists 5 years from now is being formed by what you did this morning, this afternoon, and what you're doing right now. The danger lies in assuming your daily actions don't matter. Thinking one skipped workout won't hurt. Believing one wasted day is harmless. Accepting one more excuse because it's just this once. But each of those moments adds up. Your future is not the result of one big event. It's the outcome of 1,000 small choices repeated again and again, whether intentionally or carelessly. The difference between the person who succeeds and the one who stays stuck is often not motivation or intelligence. It's routine. It's discipline. It's what they do when no one is looking. Success is boring when you look at it closely. It's the product of mastering the mundane. Waking up early. Showing up even when it's hard. Reading when it would be easier to watch. Practicing when others are resting. Thinking long-term when the world is obsessed with quick results. Every single day is a page in the story of your future. You're writing it with your actions, not your intentions. If you want a different outcome, you don't need to wait for next year or next month. You need to adjust your day. Because what you do daily, in private and in public, with discipline or with distraction, becomes the story of your life. Whether you realize it or not, in conclusion, time is the most valuable asset we have, far more precious than money, talent, or opportunity. Every second that passes is a moment of your life that you can never get back. While others may waste their time waiting for the perfect moment, making excuses, or chasing distractions, you have the power to choose differently. Greatness is not built in a day. It's built daily through focused actions, intentional routines, and a deep respect for the clock that never stops ticking. Don't fall into the trap of thinking there's always more time. The future you want is created by the time you respect today. Successful people don't have more hours in a day, they just refuse to waste them. They move with purpose, act without delay, and build habits that lead to legacy. You will never regret the time you spend investing in your growth, learning something new, building something meaningful, or taking action despite fear. But you will regret the time you gave away to things that added no value to your life. Every day is a new chance to rewrite your future. Use it. Guard your time like gold, because once it's gone forever.